So I have the request to accommodate hours that Todd's been doing that he's not paid for. He's actually on a pretty much 5 hours a week is all he really is allowed, but he's using way more than that. And so his request is to be paid for those additional hours, whatever they would be.
From now forward.
Yeah, from now forward, he's not gonna make you pay back what he's been doing, but from now forward.
Well, now that stuff's going on right now, it's a request for him.
Right. He's working a lot of extra hours, and then all of his, he's here and doing stuff in the office sometimes too, so, yeah, he's pretty busy, so. Yeah, so that's what I would, recommend is that from this time forward, I don't know if you wanna put a set amount of hours on him, I don't know. That's up to you guys.
Well, it'll be tracked for.
Yeah, he's gonna be tracking it daily, yeah.
And then we'll, if we need to, we'll readdress.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay.
Because right now we have a set amount in the budget, so you'll probably have to make it a budget adjustment, if it's too, yeah, or an amendment if it's too much more, so that's the only thing. I was gonna tell you that, so as, the HR person for Tama County, I do not have anything to do with elected officials. That's not my job. Department heads, these people right here hire the department heads that they choose. That has nothing to do with me. I just wanna make sure you know what nepotism means. It means you hire your own family members. That is, I have nothing to do with elected officials or who they hire. That's their choice. I work with employees underneath all the elected officials.
We know what nepotism means, and a question for you as the HR administrator. So say there's an employee in the treasurer's department, if your daughter is elected to the position, and say there's an employee in the treasurer's department that has an issue with your daughter as the treasurer. Would
Okay.
that employee go to you then as the
No, actually,
HR
we
administrator?
No, actually, we have things set up for that because unbeknownst to all of you, we have a lot of couples that are married in the county that work for the county. We have a lot of employees that are siblings, that are aunts, uncles, cousins, quite a few of them. But we have a process for that. So no, they would not come to me, they would go directly to the auditor.
And you mentioned there's a lot of siblings, couples. Again, that goes back to nepotism.
That's
and what
not nepotism.
Yeah, it is when you don't pick the most qualified person for the job.
I have to tell you that elected officials get to choose who they want to hire. I do help them. I help them go through the selection process.
Did you help them choose your daughter?
That part,
for the
no,
treasurer?
I can't do that. That's elected. That has nothing to do with me.
No, but
That's-
did you have any input to your daughter being appointed as
No,
the
I
acting
have-
treasurer?
No, you don't understand. Elected positions, political positions, I have nothing to do with. I'm a
You said you
hired
had no
employee.
you gave them no information as a supervisor. So
No,
how did
because
they
that-
know your daughter was qualified?
Let me interrupt you.
Yeah,
As a result of the primary election, there was one candidate for the office. That candidate was Amanda Kriegel.
Right, and
We
you,
need to appoint a replacement, and what else would be better than appointing the only one that took an interest in the primary?
you appointed her before the primary as the temporary, correct?
I don't think it was before. No, it was the only candidate.
the only candidate. There was the only candidate.
Well,
So-
okay, what we're hearing is from other people, they didn't even know there was going to be an opening, and your daughter was appointed, and that's the information we're sharing on behalf of the public. So we just want to understand, and we
It's
want
always
to,
posted. It was posted that both the recorder and the treasurer were leaving. It has been in the papers, it has been on our website, it's been everywhere. So people that do not apply, so obviously you guys think that everybody's knocking down the door to be a zoning member or an elected official, and I have to tell you that we don't have a lot of people knocking down the door to do those things because it's a thankless job sometimes. So
we find it interesting, however, you've had the public here with the largest crowds ever for 16 consecutive weeks, yet you never mentioned in your public meeting that you had an opening, yet you've never disclosed
opening
publicly
for-
that you were intending to reappoint Craig Sash to the zoning, that there was an expired term. It would be nice if you would use these opportunities to communicate with the public instead of sitting there and saying no comment and saying, we know you folks have an interest in zoning. We've got a position that expires on June 30th. If any of you are interested, please apply. The same way for the death of the Board of Adjustment member, it would be nice that you folks would communicate with the public.
There is always talk, there is always information out there for you to see when zoning is done, when their terms are up.
And
Where?
And you have-
Where, Tammy?
and
Tammy, I couldn't even find a list of zoning board members on your website. How would we know when they're?
Are they still,
Does he have a page?
I think he does. I don't
It's
know
not
Todd's
on your web,
page, but,
yeah, so
um,
don't say always, because it's not on your website.
No.
Well, our website's still under development, but,
We've been hearing that for days.
well, that's just the way it is. When you develop a new website, it is not anything that we have control over. It takes a while to get it set up and get it done. It is not something that they just say, here, go get a website. We look at different vendors, we look at who's gonna give us the best deal, and who's gonna make our site the most friendliest.
But-
And so, yes, we are in the process of that.
And
I
I,
would
But this
like
has
to say
nothing
that
to
this
do-
is easy, but it's not. I'm
This
sorry.
has nothing to do with a new website. You could simply provide a list of who
He
serves
said
on
it,
zoning
not
and
me.
the expiration date.
Our website is not very friendly. We have acknowledged that, that's why we're getting a new website. We are in the process of learning, of developing our web pages so that all of that information is on there.
But
So
you have a
can-
duty and an obligation to provide that information
No,
to the
I-
public, on the public website.
I think
and
you need
that
to
has been a
reread
gap.
that. We do what we feel is necessary, and we probably will increase what we do because it'll be more user-friendly, without a doubt. But the things that we are required to do, we do.
in regard to the appointments of the treasurer and recorder, those were published 10 days.
Weren't they
published
20
in-
days?
Yeah.
A
with
total of
10
20 days.
10 to 20 days.
Yeah.
10 days,
At least
between
10
the
days.
10 days and 20 days, you can make an appointment.
Yep.
We did that.
Yep.
We're
We
just
do everything
explaining,
was-
the public has grave concerns about the nepotism that exists in county government. They're concerned about the separation of duties between the treasurer and the HR
Oh,
functions.
that's
We-
that's uncalled for. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna tell you, is that it is fine for you to come in and accuse me if I hire one of my kids, my cousin, my niece for a job. I told you again, I'm gonna explain it to you again. I have nothing to do with that. I don't know how much clearer to make it to you. Your daughter could have come and applied. Your son could have come and took out papers. That has nothing to do with me. Again, I deal with the employees, not elected officials. That's not my job.
But all of the employees in the treasurer's department are employees. And we get that. We want to
We make
understand.
sure that our employees are taken care of. Our top job, my philosophy on our employees is the better, the happier our employees are, the better they perform for the county and the taxpayers. That makes, that is important to us. So everything that we can do to make sure that our employees have someone to talk to, that's what we do. We have things in place. We have always had them in place to take care of those employees.
So could you please answer, because the supervisors didn't earlier, Todd Apple is a salaried employee. He's coming to you for more money. It's
We're
a
gonna have to move this on.
salaried
Hold on.
position, correct?
No,
We
that's
need to
not-
move us on because we got an appointment at 9:45.
It's
We've
already-
been waiting in the hall for reappointment.
All right, let's move on. Okay, zoning administration, salary compensation. So is there a motion to change that, approve that? Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Dan?
Point counter,
Dan? I'm really curious, who determined how much Todd worked extra? Because you just voted this through. I would think in 16 weeks, if he's so busy like Tammy says, we would have seen him.
well, maybe so.
Who determines how many
John, we gotta
extra
keep
hours he
moving
puts
on.
in?
We have got to keep moving on.
I understand that, but you know what? This is an important issue. This just got railroaded through it again.
It did not get railroaded through.
What do you call that, Dan? Where is the proof that this guy even worked and he came to you and just asked for more money and you guys approved it? That's ridiculous.
He's working more hours and not getting.
Who said that?
He's keeping track of his hours.
Oh, he's keeping track.
That's right.
But he's a
Have
s-
Department head of the Department of One that doesn't keep track of their own hours.
But you said he's a salaried employee, so a salaried employee is not paid
Okay.
on the number of hours worked. They're paid a
Exactly.
set fee.
County recorder, come on in.
Morning, man. Sorry. I mean,
So, Amelia, we're gonna do this again,
Okay.
all right?
Sounds good.
Okay, Amelia, raise your right hand. We'll do a little different we did last time.
Okay.
You repeat after me. I, Amelia Camper,
I, Amelia Kemper,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully, impartially,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties of the office of County Recorder
discharge all the duties of the office of County Recorder
in Tama County as now and hereinafter required by law.
in Tama County as now and hereinafter required by law.
Thank you.
I'd like to congratulate you.